Before the video starts, I like to give a shout out to Bilibili Comics. Bilibili is a web comic site on different types of manhwas and web novels. They have quite a bit of selection of them to choose from many being action, adventure, fantasy, romance, and drama. I'm currently reading that of Tales of Demons and Gods, and also Post-Apocalyptic Dispatch Company, which are pretty good stories in their own right. If you guys want to check out the site, the link would be in the description below for not just the site, but also for Android and iPhones as well. Enough said, time to get into the what if. Sup guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Had a Job Class Quirk. This is part 5, and the last part, Izuku fought against Bakugo and told him about his quirk and about the side effect, basically suppressing his emotions when he's not using it or fighting with his heart out. Soon, he also met with, Momo and introduced himself to her. Well, not only that, began his first day at UA, where he's now doing a Quirk apprehension test, and to see on who will be last place in being expelled from UA. So, with that said, let's get into this, shall we guys? As the Quirk apprehension test is kicking off the way, Izuku basically switches to multiple classes, mostly his subclasses, and being, Dragoon and Shinobi for mostly speed and agility and athleticism too. For the 15-meter dash, he basically uses Shinobi class and runs as fast as he can. He isn't faster than Ida, who gets first place, but he does get second place. As for the long jump, he switches to Dragoon class and jumps over like it was nothing and just has a little bit of fun while doing it, and gets at least over 50 meters. Then as for the grip strength test, he basically uses his war monk class, as he uses all of the strength he can muster, but however, he only gets second place to Shoji, of course, as usual. Soon doing pull-up tests, where he actually passes that with flying colors, actually. Like, not even trying, because he was doing it with one hand. And soon there'll be side jumps, where he uses his, Shinobi class once more, and was actually faster than, Mineta, who would have gotten first place in that one. As for the other ones, he does pretty decent, mostly just getting second or third or first place. Not really trying to show off too much, but he is enjoying it that he is using his quirks because he's able to feel his emotions. Soon, being the ball throw, as Ochako gets first place in that again, since, of course, being Infinity, like as usual in canon. Soon, all the, exercise and events soon ends with Aizawa putting everyone's scores in front of everyone, with the person with the lowest score being Minoru Mineta, as everyone is shocked and surprised seeing this, as even Mineta has his jaw dropped, saying, "Oh, that's so not fair," as soon Aizawa saying, "Life, like I told you, Mineta, life isn't fair, and due to this, you're going to be expelled, you're done. Go to the principal's office and get an expulsion sheet from him." As soon, everyone is shocked and surprised. Even Momo was actually shocked and surprised seeing this, as she's saying, "But I thought you were joking. I thought it was just a ploy to make everyone try their best." As soon, Izuku saying, "You really think that, Yaoyorozu?" As she looks at Izuku, saying, "This is Eraserhead, the erase hero, the underground hero. He takes things way too seriously. Did any of you not know about the news article on a news website about how almost the entire Class 1A about a couple years ago got expelled all in its entirety. As everyone is actually shocked, surprised, and literally just terrified, with some of them all screaming, "What?" With Izuku saying, Eraserhead himself basically expelled all of them. Isn't that right, Mr. Aizawa? As Aizawa, who has his hand still in his pocket with his eyes closed, saying, "Yep, that was me. I did it. I did it to see if all of them had no potential whatsoever. They had no potential of being heroes at all. But seeing some of you do have potential, have true skill on what it means, on what you can do as heroes. However, you need to work at it, unlike Mineta." As soon as Izuku saying, "There you have it, everyone." With that, he walks off. As soon as I was saying, "Midoriya, you want us to go and get a Sibyllus, right? We're free to leave the school. And am I correct?" As Aizawa is surprised, saying, "That's right, you are. Good." As he soon walks off, and everyone else is shocked about this. Even Momo and Jiro too. When Momo met Izuku, she saw him as somewhat of a kind person willing to help. And same goes for Jiro, who thought of him as nice, but now he just seems so cold-hearted. With Bakugo feeling a lot more frustrated, even though he knows that Izuku is basically Quirk suppressing his emotions. He just can't accept that Izuku has gotten this strong. As he looks back onto the bulletin board and see on who had which place, as Izuku got second place and Bakugo was in fourth, as he still couldn't accept it one bit. And then, as time goes on, Izuku basically switches back into his school uniform and wanted to head to the principal's office to talk about him in his part-time job after all, and see if it's okay, since he looks at the syllabus realizing that UA students in the hero course will not be taking part in extracurricular activities, being clubs, due to the hero course taking too much of their time after all. Soon he enters the principal's office. Who does he see other than Mineta, who's all in tears as Izuku just goes by and doesn't say anything. As there, he's saying, Mr. Midoriya, I heard that you wanted to speak with me." As Izuku's saying, "Yes, Principal Nezu, I wanted to speak to you about my part-time job I have." As he begins explaining about his part-time job and the importance of it for his quirk, as Nezu is actually curious about Izuku's quirk and what it could do, as he begins saying, "I see your importance, and I understand, so I will allow this." As soon he brings out a sheet of paper and then writes it down for Izuku and offers it to him. As Izuku walks to the strange animal's desk and grabs the paper, as he says, "If your workplace has any problems about certain hero course activities, then show him this and why you won't be at work for the next couple of days or so." As Izuku saying, I see. Thank you, Principal Nezu." After he's saying this, he bows and leaves. As soon, Izuku exits the office as well. Soon he sees that both Uraka and Ida are walking to the train station. As then, two girls actually walk up alongside Izuku, as one being with pink skin and the other he can't even see, saying, "Can I help the two of you?" As she's saying, sorry about that. You're heading to the train station too. Why don't we all walk together?" As the girl with pink skin saying, "You're Mina Ashido, and I'm current in your Toru Hagakure. Am I correct?" As soon, Toro blushes, saying, "Oh, you remember our names? We're going to be in the same classroom." I had to remember all my classmates' names, of course. As soon, they couldn't help but actually blush a little bit. As Izuku realized, of course, they're only after me for my looks. And for my charisma, of course. And it's always been like this. As soon, Izuku couldn't help but think to himself, if they're going to tag along with me for the time being, why don't I ask about their quirks? Shouldn't be too bad. As Izuku began asking both girls about their quirks, as soon both Ashido explained that her quirk is called acid, that she can secrete acid from her hands and her feet, and sometimes across her body if she wants. With soon Toru saying that her quirk is invisibility, as tell, since Izuku actually got curious, thinking that their quirks are pretty cool and awesome. As he told both girls this, as he gives off that of a comforting smile, even though it's a little bit fake though. Soon somebody comes up behind him saying, "I think the two of you should leave him be for now. It looks like he has a lot of things on his mind." As Izuku turns around and sees a girl with long, green hair and having her hands in the air. As Izuku saying, "Oh, you're in class 1A too. Sue Asui. Call me Sue." And saying, "Okay, Sue." As saying, "What do you mean, Asui?" Saying, "Like I said, call me Sue." Midoriya, is there something that you're not in? Normally you seem like the kind of person that'd be interested in quirks, right? I can tell in your face. Saying, "Well, wait, you can?" As he gets a little bit flustered, which surprisingly, he never has been flustered in a while. Wondering how the hell can she notice? And honestly, he's more confused about himself than anything. As soon, Mina soon says, "Oh, there's something bothering you? You want to talk about it, Midoriya?" As even Toru asks, saying, "Well, it's Sue saying, come on, I bet it's private. You can't just tell him that unless he wants to." As soon, Mina begins having pouty face alongside Toru, who face is invisible after all, and saying, "I guess it's fair." Soon after that, a boy with red spiky hair came up to Mina and began talking to her. As soon, he's saying, "Thanks about that. Normally I wouldn't mind talking to people, but a lot of things in your mind, Midoriya." As Izuku just nods, with her saying, "Guess it makes sense given we were just somebody was just expelled right in front of us." And saying, "Well, there's that. And I'm also worried about my part-time job since, well, we were said that we couldn't have any after-school activities. I went to Principal Nezu and asked for this, and he told me it's fair. I just gotta show this to my boss once I get to work tonight." Saying, "Oh, you work somewhere, Midoriya?" Saying, "Yeah, I work at a restaurant, but mostly as a dishwasher. It's just a part-time job after all. It's mostly for my quirk purposes, actually." "Well, your quirk?" Saying, "I'll explain another time." As she's saying, "Okay, whenever you feel like it, Midoriya, I'm not gonna rush you." Saying, "Thanks, Sue." And the two of them walk to the train station together. Soon, the next day, everything goes just like they would in like any other normal school day in Japan. However, there's only one difference. There's an open spot within Class 1A since Mineta has been expelled. So, somebody from Class 1B will be taking Mineta's spot, and that being Yui Kota, the girl that barely talks out of everyone in Class 1B after all. As I feel like it would be interesting to have her in Class 1A after all. So yeah, soon after that, everyone has your typical periods that you would have in Japan, be in classes, being English, Japanese, math, history, art class, and so on and so forth. However, the one class that everyone was highly anticipating and are hoping for, hero training. And as soon everyone in class when I began wondering on when their teacher's going to show up. And as soon somebody comes through the door saying, "I am here," coming in through the door like a hero. As everyone begins getting freaked out, seeing that it's All Might. All Might is actually their combat teacher. And soon, Kirishima says, "So All Might really is a teacher here at UA? The rumors were true." With Ojiro soon saying, "Hey, isn't that his Silver Age costume?" With Suyu saying, "Yeah, it's pretty retro, actually." As soon he walks up to the podium, saying, Hi there, everyone. I, All Might, will be your hero teacher throughout your entire first year here in UA. As you know, UA may be your traditional high school, but it's truly known to shine in is the hero course. So, now that you're all here, it's time for you to prepare for one of the toughest and one of the hardest class in UA. As Bakugo gets excited, saying, "Fight training!" and saying, "Yes, young Bakugo." However, yesterday, Aizawa forced you to do a quirk evaluation test. I wouldn't condone it, but however, I think it was a good way to test out all your skills and how well you were able to use your quirk. Well, maybe not all of you. As he begins looking at Yui with still having the same blank face as always. As soon saying, "Well, everyone, prepare to meet me at Training Field Beta." And also, as he soon pulls out a remote and saying, "All those suitcases have your hero costumes that you specifically what you would want to design. And make sure you get the right one. It's ordered by your seating arrangement here in your classroom." Soon, everyone grabs their hero costumes out of the wall. As a couple minutes later, All Might soon hears people coming out as he begins saying, to not only be a pro, you gotta look the part of the pro. And it looks like all of you have got quite the stuff as everyone begins showing off their hero costumes. However, as for Izuku, he's just wearing just a regular jacket and jeans anyway. As soon, Ochako sees Izuku, alongside Ida as well, with Ochako asking curiously, saying, Izuku, I thought you had a hero costume," saying, oh yeah, guess I didn't tell you. I didn't ask for a specific hero costume. The reason being, my quirk acts as my hero costume in a way. Saying, "Wait, really?" As Ida saying, it makes sense. I saw during the entrance exam you were able to change between outfits. Your quirk allows you, is a transformation quirk after all. Makes sense, right? Saying, "Now you get it, Ida. I got no reason to ask for a flashy, over-the-top costume to help me out. But I may ask for support items. And that's it. Other than that, I'll be fine. So you have nothing to worry about." As she's saying, "Wow, you really thought this through, Izuku." As for me, I wasn't really specific on what I wanted for costume. So they just gave me this skin-tight uniform. As soon as Izuku's saying, "I think you look well in it. You'll just get used to it. Or you can just ask what you want to change it. After all, costumes can be changed during your time here at UA." Saying, "Thanks for the advice, Izuku." Soon, All Might begins saying, "Now everyone, gather together." Saying, as soon, Ida began asking, "Sir, this is the same place where we took place during the entrance exam. Will we be fighting against robots?" As saying, "Normally, yes, Ida. However, I believe that some of you may be more ready for something more advanced." After saying this, everyone in the class become a little bit curious. As soon saying, "We're going to be doing a battle between heroes versus villains. 2-on-2 battles. Not only that, the battle will be taking place within a villain hideout." As soon, some people in the class began getting excited and some feeling a little bit nervous, with Tsuyu asking, "Sir, are we okay with doing something so, well, advanced?" With All Might saying, "Well, most battles do take place outside, where the news and media are able to catch it. However, the most dangerous battles are always inside. Home invasions, underground layers, back alley deals, places where the villains may have the home court advantage. So, you have to be the ones to overcome such a thing. Normally, a training exercise like this would be safe for 3rd years, possibly even for 2nd years. However, seeing it all of you, I believe that you all have what it takes to overcome this training exercise." As soon, he's saying, "Everyone come up here and pull out a letter. You'll see who you be partnered with. And not only that, I'll be drawing a letter from these 2 boxes to see who would be the heroes and who would be the villains." After saying this, Izuku soon pulled a letter as it being A. Not only that, his partner is going to be Yui Koda. As Izuku looks at Yui and walks to her saying, "So, I guess we're going to be partners, Koda." As she's soon saying, "I guess so." With soon, All Might soon pulls out 2 letters, with one being A and the second one being D. As Team A is the hero team, with being Izuku and Yui, and Group D being the villain team, as it being Shoto and Bakugo. As soon, All Might began saying, "All right, you 4, get to the building where I designated where the bomb will be. Villains go in first, and heroes have to wait a little bit." As soon, they all say, "Sir." As they begin walking, All Might saying, "Everyone else, head to me to the monitoring room. We'll be seeing the training exercise play out." As then, everybody's in the monitoring room, with Bakugo and Shoto are already in the building, with Izuku and Yui are waiting outside. As there, Izuku asks, "Koda, I know you're not really much to talking, so I want to ask you. Tell me, what is your quirk? Can you explain for me?" And she's saying, "Of course, my quirk is called size. I can basically shrink or make bigger any object I touch. I can even activate it at a time limit at times as well." As Izuku saying, "Fascinating. Quite an interesting quirk." And as he begins muttering this in his mind, as he wonders about how useful it would be, but wonder if she has any items that she can use to in size or make smaller with her. As she nods, with Izuku saying, "Excellent. This would be perfect." As then, she asks, "What about your quirk, Midoriya?" Saying, "My quirk is called Job Class. I'm able to switch between classes like an RPG, such as Samurai, War Dragoon, War Monk, Black Mage, White Mage, Shinobi, and various more." And saying, "Your quirk is quite interesting, versatile. I'm honestly, normally I never say this, but I'm quite envious of you, Midoriya." As Izuku hearing this, as he clenches his fist and turns around saying, "You shouldn't be envious of me, Koda. After all, I would kill to have a quirk like yours." And she's saying, "What do you mean?" With Izuku snapping out of it, saying, "Nothing. Don't worry about it. Let's go." Soon, as the 2 begin entering the building. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment below. I would love to read them. Also, like and subscribe, which really helps out the channel a lot. Even share the video with friends if you feel like it. Also, check out my Discord and my gaming channel. Links would be in the description below if you feel like wanting to check them out. Also, I'm going to make a community poll asking if I should, ship Izuku with tons of other girls being a harem, or I just ship him with one person instead, which I'll leave, a poll down in my community tab if you guys want to check it out. At any rate, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.